Guys, this is your girl, Black and Indigenous American. It is Sunday, January the 12th, and I am actually still in the same hotel, Sonesta ES Suites in Maryland. And I would say that overall, I am about 97% satisfied with my experience here. There's a couple of things. For instance, the breakfast, there's milk for your cereal and or coffee, but for whatever reason they have the milk out in a pitcher and it's not on ice and it's not refrigerated. And so I don't know what that all means. They also have this smoothie bar that they call the pour. And back, I think Thursday, I decided I wanted a smoothie. And so I asked about getting a smoothie, and apparently they were waiting for ingredients in order to serve the smoothie. The next day, I called down there. Apparently, they still didn't have the stuff that they needed. And the individual that puts the smoothies together, mixes it all up among other beverages, was not there. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Also, at this location, I needed to scan and copy a couple of important documents and email it to an entity. And long story short, this place only has a printer that does not multitask. And the information that was given to me was over the phone was, oh, we can do that for you. But then when I get to the front desk, it's like, oh, you can't come back there with us. We can do it in our office, but you're not allowed back in our office. So for me and this whole security thing, that's not going to work, because if I'm going to have you scan something and email something, I need to be at least standing there and watching you the entire time. So I was like, no. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but whatever. It is what it is. But overall, I've been satisfied with this room. I decided to book this room again for 7 days. So according to their perks, if you stay at their hotels for 12 plus days, then you start getting rewards or whatever. You can check out their website for the details. And so it will be day 13 this Saturday that I've been staying here. And long story short, I will be able to start benefiting. Plus, I actually use my rewards from my Chase credit card, Sapphire. I used because this hotel, the points value is about 7,920 points. Okay. So I went ahead and I used my points for about 2 days, roughly. And then the rest, I paid with the credit card, the Chase credit card. And one thing about Chase, this is one of those hotels that if you book through Chase's travel port, they will list hotels that you can get, I think, 25% more value for your points or something like that. I'm still trying to learn this whole points thing, so forgive me for not giving you guys exact information. So anyway, instead of going through Expedia, I actually went through Chase travel port, which they do partner with Expedia anyway. So I'm familiar with Expedia, but it was through Chase's travel port, travel booking versus Expedia. So I went ahead and used my points that way. And probably next week, part of next week, I'll probably still be here, but go to another room, like a 1 bedroom, because this is a suite. This is a king size suite. And when I say suite, this is not like penthouse suite type setting, just so you know. Just the last video, if you didn't see it, you'll see, the tour of this room. It's a decent sized room. And everything I need that, I want is in here. The breakfast is decent. Again, it has a Holiday Inn Express kind of setup. And so this morning I had their scrambled eggs, which surprisingly was pretty good. I had their, I guess you can call them home fries. They had flavor, so that was good. And I skipped their milk because I had milk in the fridge here. Because I was like, I'm not going to drink milk that's been sitting around for however many hours, not on ice. To me, that's not cool. And then I got a bagel. They were kind of out of most of the bagels that I like. So I got just a plain bagel. And I got a little cinnamon roll about that big. And pretty much carbs. They do have like a fruit kind of section, but the fruit to me look like they're out of season. And one thing about me and fruit, I'm real particular about my fruit. And if it looks like it's out of season, I'm not going to even try it. I'm sure nothing is organic here, and it is what it is. But it is free breakfast, and I didn't have to spend any money for the breakfast. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and have some of their breakfast. Now, Friday was the full moon, January the 10th. And I kind of read a few things, watched a few YouTube videos of how people were going to work with the full moon this week, which technically it was last week, Friday, because today is Sunday. Anyway, somebody suggested that if you don't have access to a clear night for the moon to even shine into your room, to have your crystals or whatever with the moonlight, you can always print a picture of a full moon and lay your crystals on top of it. And also another person suggested printing out the 72 names of God and also laying your crystals on top of that. So that's what I did. And I'll show you guys real quick. So these are not all of my crystals, but I had all of my crystals kind of on top of this picture of a full moon. And I, pretty much did my ready now, ready now, ready now, ready now mantras to, long story short, once again, to go ahead and open up the gates of success and all that good stuff. So the full moon, that's what was suggested, and that's what I did. And the 72 names of God is written in Hebrew letters. And I'm not familiar with all of them. I'm not familiar with how to read it, but it was suggested. Don't worry about that. Just use it. And so that's what I did. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and just read a little bit that I find online here. So let's see. I'm on my laptop. Once again, I'm not doing live videos because things are a bit complicated when you have old YouTube videos, old YouTube channel, and you're trying to use your cell phone to gain access to to YouTube. It's a bit of a challenge because my YouTube channel, which you guys are watching now, is not linked to a Gmail account. It's linked to a Hotmail account. So I can have access to it all day on the internet on a regular computer, but when it comes to the cell phone, it's another story and whatever. So let me just do a quick search here. 72 Names of God, Kabbalah Center. And that's Kabbalah.com. That's KABBALAH.com. Right? That's what I'm looking at right now. There's several there's several websites to kind of explain this stuff. Kabbalah in itself, as you guys know, I bought a beginner's guide or idiot's guide to the Kabbalah and trying to learn and whatever. I have yet to dive into it. So once I kind of get into it, I'll, share with you guys. Let's see. The formula Moses used to overcome the laws of nature has been hidden in the Zohar for 2,000 years. That's Zohar. This formula is called the 72 Names of God, not names like Betty, Bill, and Barbara, but rather 72 sequences composed of Hebrew letters that have the extraordinary power to overcome the laws of nature in all forms, including human nature. Though this formula is encoded in the literal biblical story of the parting of the Red Sea, no rabbi, scholar, or priest was aware of the secret. It was known only to a handful of Kabbalists, who also knew that when the time was right, the formula would be revealed to the world. And Kabbalists are those that study Kabbalah. Okay? Let's see. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to get comfortable. Let's see here. Holding this phone real quick. Okay. So, to learn how to wield the power of the 72 names together with the purpose of which they can be used, we recommend reading The 72 Names of God, Technology of the Soul. Even if you don't speak or read Hebrew, you can still begin experiencing incredible miracles. Now, after some 2,000 years of concealment, contemporary seekers also can tap into the power and energy by learning about and calling upon the 72 names of God. Some people actually put like a picture of the 72 names of God or their Hebrew letters, okay? They will put them in their purse, their wallet, they'll keep them close to them. Sometimes they will purchase pendants with the 72 names of God that's carved or ingrained in jewelry or a pendant, and they'll wear that. Like I wear my bloodstone. I've talked about this stone before. This stone for me is protection. But some people wear the 72 names of God as a pendant, rings, things of that nature, and they keep it on them. And that, helps them, for protection or whatever. Let's see. The 72 names are each 3-letter sequences that act like an index to specific spiritual frequencies. By simply looking at the letters as well as closing your eyes and visualizing them, you can connect with these frequencies. To use a physical metaphor to describe what takes place when using the 72 names, think of a tuning fork, a tool used to establish a precise pitch. When you bring a vibrating tuning fork close to another tuning fork that is not vibrating, the second fork starts to vibrate by the phenomenon called sympathetic transference. The 72 names as tuning forks to repair you on the soul level. It means, practically speaking, that you don't have to go through some of the more physically demanding tests in life. You can tune your body and soul with the spiritual frequencies your eyes do not perceive. So yeah, this is pretty deep. But for the sake of the full moon and everything, quick way of utilizing the frequencies of the 72 names of God without actually sitting down, memorizing it, studying it, and staring at it. You just print it out and put it under your crystals, or put it under your crystal grid, or wear it as a pendant, all of that. So that's what some people suggest. And let's see what else. Some other information that I find on it. And you can go on Amazon and find these pendants. I have yet to purchase any because this is all new for me, and there's really no need for me to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Like, I have enough crystals as it is. So I don't want to like go out and buy a bunch of pendants just because. Let's see. Of course, you can look all this stuff up yourself. Oh, this phone is something else. Interesting. I'm not going to read all of this, but I thought that was interesting what I just saw. If you do a quick Kabbalah search, a quick Wikipedia search that says names of God and Judaism, that will help you understand a little bit about what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh. Okay. This is so amateur, I know. Trying to set up the cell phone, but just bear with me. Let me just find images of the 72 names of God for you guys. Let's see, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna flip the phone so you can see it. Let's see. Okay, so that was, something that I found on the internet, and I printed it out, and I placed that as well as the picture of the full moon, and I put all my crystals on top of it, and I did my, there's so many different things that you can say during the full moon, but I pretty much was like, I release all things, all low vibrational energy that's not for my highest good. In so many words, I said something like that. So the goal is 2020 is a master year, right? 2020 is a master year, and this is a year of change, like drastic change. And again, we're all going to feel it eventually. I'm feeling it now, and it's still the early part of December. But just getting ducks line in order, dotting my I's, crossing my T's. Planted a seed a while ago, watering it, and eventually it will be fruitful. It is fruitful, right? It is fruitful. So that's what I'm doing. And so was just thinking about a dream I had the other night. This is actually before the full moon. But before I talk about that full moon, before I talk about that dream, I want to talk about the full moon in the next day being 1/11 on January the 11th. I went to bed on the full moon, January the 10th, about 11:30, close to midnight. Fell asleep, woke up a little around 4 a.m. on 1/11. And when I woke up, I was kind of half asleep, and this is what I heard. It was a masculine name, and it said, masculine voice, and it said, "The wait is over." And it was not that quick. It was more like, "The wait is over." And then I kind of was like, So I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning on 1/11. The full moon was on 1/10. So I'm trying to put the pieces together pretty much. But that whole "the wait is over." And then one thing about the full moon, the wolf moon, from what I've learned, let me see. Wolf moon meaning 2020. Let's see what I find here. And it was a lunar eclipse on top of that. So let's see. The first of 13 full moons in 2020. Okay. The website I'm looking at is express.co.uk. So this is a United Kingdom website, I guess, or platform. It says, Wolf Moon 2020. When is the next full moon? What is the meaning behind January's moon? And it says, a full wolf moon will rise later tonight to usher in the 2020 lunar cycle. But when is the next full moon, and what is the meaning behind the wolf moon's unusual name? The wolf moon last graced the skies in the morning hours of January 21st, 1999. Not 99, 2019. The full moon coincided with the spectacular blood moon lunar eclipse and was dubbed by some a super blood wolf moon eclipse. Yeah, I remember that. This time around, the full moon will peak much earlier and will arrive alongside a weak penumbral eclipse. Astronomers estimate the moon will reach full illumination around 7:21 p.m. Mountain Time, or 2:21 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, January the 10th. Okay, I want to make sure I'm reading the right stuff because I want to make sure it's Eastern Standard Time and not somewhere over in the UK. Let's see. All right. This is called timeanddate.com/astrology/moon/wolf.html. Okay. In ancient times, it was common to track the changing seasons by following the lunar month rather than the solar year. which the 12 months in our modern calendar are based on. For millennial, people across Europe as well as Native American tribes named the months after features they associated with the Northern Hemisphere seasons, and many of these names are very similar or identical. Today, we use many of these ancient months' names as full moon names. A common explanation is that colonial Americans adopted many of the Native American names and incorporated them into the modern calendar. However, it seems that it is a combination of Native American, Anglo-Saxon, and Germanic month names which gave birth to the names commonly used for the full moon today. Some years have 13 full moons, which makes one of them a blue moon, as it doesn't quite fit in with the traditional full moon naming system. However, this is not the only definition of a blue moon. While the almanac states that wolf moon is a Native American name, other sources claim that it is Anglo-Saxon origins. Whatever. That's not really telling me anything either. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else is out here they're talking about. Today is my laid back me time day. So, yeah, it's all about me, 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 me. It's not about you, 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 you. So what you gonna do, 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 do? Are you gonna get it right? I think that's how she said it. Maya. I saw her a couple of summers ago in Baltimore at a free vegan soul festival. It was pretty cool. Okay, let's see what this says. But again, I find what was told to me, and I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning on 111 and did not go back to sleep at all. I was wide open, wide awake. So I find that interesting. There's a reason for everything, guys. There are no consequences. I mean, there's no what's the word I'm trying to say? Coincidences. That's what I want to say, not consequences. There's no coincidence that I was told that. Like I said, printing out that full moon, printing out the 72 names of God, put my crystals around it that I have on me, right? This and all the other stuff that you saw on that table, the end table. And went to sleep around 11:30ish, woke up to 4 o'clock in the morning, and I heard that message. The wait is over. 2020, guys. 2020. A lot of people have been waiting and being patient and getting frustrated and everything. Yeah. Just saying. I don't know what this is. I hope your 2020 is going well thus far, you know? And hopefully you will learn how to roll with the punches. You know, go trust the process, I should say. It will be uncomfortable for many people if they're stuck in their ways and they're not willing to reevaluate their purpose and They just have to be willing to be flexible. So it's gonna be pretty intense. A lot of things are going to be broken down. And if you're willing to listen, quiet your mind. Quiet your mind. And that's what I did too. I forgot to tell you this, guys. I did a quick meditation. I did a quick meditation before I actually went to sleep. As far as this full moon, wolf moon, right? And I just listened to a YouTube meditation, guided meditation, for this particular moon. And then I turn around and I start playing another YouTube channel meditation for that moon as well, which went on for like an hour and I don't know, 11 minutes or something. But I fell asleep on that one. I fell asleep on that guided meditation. So I fell asleep listening to these meditations and then woke up, heard that message, and stayed up the entire time. And maybe this is a message for some of you guys out there. The wait is over. Whatever you're waiting on, whatever you've been hoping and wishing or whatever, is over. Now where I'm staying, they don't allow smoking, which means no open flames. And I do miss burning my sage. I do miss that. Cleansing the space with sage, whatever like that. But there's other ways to do things. You don't have to always do things with whatever you've been doing. So in my case, I have this bottle of meditation. Let me see. Hold on. I'll be back. Just get the bottle, guys. I'll be right back. It's called Aroma Naturals Serenity Aromatic Mist. And it's Yang Liang and lavender. Ylang and lavender. And this is what it is.